but outside of that, it would be a negative.
B, I need to see you again.
What?
I gotta
She
talk
won't
to
come
you
back
again.
now because we're recording.
Wait.
Come
no,
on now.
Now you're recording?
She
No,
won't.
then I'm definitely not coming back. That's so rude.
We'll edit the audio so it sounds like she's being really mean to me.
Well, I don't think that we can because we didn't capture any of that audio.
Well, anyway,
Having to be on your podcast.
it's a new episode.
It is. So, here we go. Welcome to Beer,
Crack it open.
a skydiving podcast. I really liked it when you did that the first time, when you cracked
Yeah.
open a beer. And I feel like we...
just as a recording though, like
Yeah. I feel like we need to do that every time, or at least come up with a sound effect.
well, yeah, you can just record a sound effect and slam it on there.
Yeah, but that's not as fun because of the video.
You're right.
Anyways,
Anyway, yeah. So
I'm drinking
What we were
another
gonna
beer
talk about.
tonight. Oh
Yeah.
shit, this one's even higher ABV. Oh fuck.
What
Okay,
is it?
cool. This one's from Victory. It's a Resolution Celebratory Ale, 7.5%.
see,
Notes
that's
of
why I
pear,
don't drink
pomegranate,
beer anymore.
and warm
Jesus
honey.
Christ, that's why I don't drink beer. Because
I
it's got a name that's like 12.
I've
names
never had
long.
this before. I don't know. My wife. My wife. It's her it's her fault. We were. She okay. All right. Before we get into the episode, we're gonna bullshit a little bit more. My wife is a store manager at Lowe's. She works at Lowe's. She's a manager at Lowe's. And oftentimes people buy things and return them, and then they go on sale and like clearance and all this kind of stuff. So these people bought this sliding glass door. Special order, all that stuff. It's like a $2,000 door. She got it for $100 because they returned it for whatever reason, and it just happens to fit. Like, we have 3 sliding glass doors, but like they all need to be replaced. They're very old. So she was like, "Well, hey, I'll buy this one for $100, save $1,900, and then I'll just buy the other 2 for the $2,000. But you save $1,900." And she was like, "Hey, Brian, it's November. Why don't we?"
Remind me.
What?
I have an announcement when
Okay.
you're done telling the story.
All right.
Remind me.
And so she was like, "Hey, Brian, it's November. Why don't we rip out one of our sliding glass doors
Put a new
and
one in.
put this new one in November?" Granted, I'm a very handy guy, but I've never done this. I've never replaced. I've never put an enormous hole in my house before, and I was a little leery. I was like, "Why don't we just wrap it up and wait till spring? Like, just in case." And she was like, "Nah, let's do it now."
Yeah. It reminds me, B once bought a sauna and an ice bath combo thing.
Dude, I want one of
Still
those.
downstairs in the boxes in the basement. She never put it together.
I want that. I
Yeah.
want a sauna and
Sauna,
a cold
it's
plunge.
Sauna ice bath combo.
You can sell it to Brian because you bought it, not me.
I don't know what she's talking
You're a
about.
monster.
I don't know, man.
Nope,
You can
it's
just
been
be
sitting.
You're a monster. and you
It's
should
been
have
sitting in the
made
basement. No
She
selling
does these impulse
involved. You
buys.
just need the space, so give it to me.
He just impulse buys these things and then forgets about them.
But
Let's
but-
be very clear. In this house, we need the mat that says "hide the packages from my girlfriend," not the boyfriend or husband.
B, you need to be in frame. You can't be making accusations like this without showing your face. Like, you gotta
not-
show your
You
fotch.
just said most people listen to you guys audioly, not video. Don't
Say
worry.
audioly.
I don't think audioly is a word.
I don't
So
know.
let's see your fotch. Let's get in there. Come on.
Don't you guys have better things to do?
Not
No.
right now.
We're 40-some-year-old middle-aged men with no lives.
And skydiving season is over. Look at all that green. I love the green. Get down.
I'm right here. I'm good.
Give Joe a kiss on the cheek. Give him a kiss
No.
on the cheek.
Listen,
You love
we're
him.
not here for directions, okay?
This is not OnlyFans, Brian.
Yeah. You're
God.
You're not paying us.
Dude, maybe we should start an OnlyFans.
All right. Moving
You
on.
better change the topic.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Oh shit! All right,
But-
so anyways, yes, and so anyways, I was becoming very frustrated with the door because I wasn't in the mindset to do it, and she wanted to get it done, and it was like noon when she said I would much rather start it at like 8 in the morning. So if anything went bad, there was time to like fix it and get it done.
Took you all
No,
day.
she started at like noon, and like it was getting dark, and like it wasn't going well, and like anyways, she went and bought beer, and this is the beer she bought.
Gotcha. All right.
Yeah.
I get the tie-in.
Story has ended. Okay.
All right. Yeah. Are you a Mac Miller fan?
Mac Miller.
Yeah. Who's that?
What's that? Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. If you're from Pittsburgh, it's some pretty cool news. Mac Miller's estate just officially announces a new album being released.
Yes.
Mac Miller's
Who's Mac Miller?
hip hop. He's kind of it's a rapper. I guess you categorizes him rap, hip hop. His last album, Circles, was really good. He's from Pittsburgh. He passed away a couple years ago, but like they put out the last album they put out after he passed away, and now they're putting out another album. So he's sort of a big figure in the Pittsburgh area.
Can I tell you my musical claim to fame? And it has to do with Pittsburgh.
What?
So in high school, I was a musician. I was actually a really good musician. I actually went to college for like vocal performance. I was the 4th ranked tenor in Pennsylvania. It was like a whole thing. But I played in a band in high school called American Dust. And I was dating, like loosely using the term dating, a girl who lived in Pittsburgh who had a friend who was a bouncer at Club Laga. Do you remember Club Laga?
That's a long time ago.
It was on the
Remember
south
the
side,
Achilles.
Forbes Ave,
Yeah.
right around the Pitt campus, Forbes
Mhm.
Avenue. Anyways, Club Laga doesn't exist anymore. But Death Cab for Cutie was playing a show at Club Laga. Mates of State was the feature, and Ben Queller was the opener. Ben Queller got sick, and he couldn't open the show. This girl that I was kind of like dating or whatever, like gave our demo to a dude at Club Laga and was like, "Hey, you need an opener for this show. These guys can do it." And we were like up in Meadville, so they agree to let us open the show 3 hours before the show starts,
Oh, nice.
and it's a 2-hour drive.
Nice work.
So we went down. We opened the show, and like I love Death Cab for Cutie. Death Cab for Cutie is like one of my favorite bands ever. So it was like just, and even then, Death Cab for Cutie was this was early 2000s, very early 2000s, like one of my favorite bands. And we went down. We played for 20 minutes, maybe a half an hour, and got off the stage, walked past Death Cab for Cutie backstage, never got to talk to him. Walked past Mates of State, never got to talk to him, and that was it. That was like my big
Nice.
claim to. I shared a stage with Death Cab for Cutie, never talked to him. That was it. That was it.
Well, nobody can take that away from you, Brian.
Nobody can. I was very happy about it. All right. What are we talking about tonight, Joe? You came up with this topic.
Nate actually came up with this topic.
Chelsea?
Talking about, no,
Different Nate?
yep.
Which
Young.
Nate? Oh, Nathan Young. Okay.
The importance of, essential basic belly skills, building your belly skills, and the importance of dirt diving, your jumps,
All right.
turning your jumps
All right.
ahead of time.
Hey, we should have done this earlier, and I was too busy reminiscing about playing in bands. But we usually say this at the end of the show. But for those people who don't listen to the end of the show, share this with everybody. Like it doesn't suck anymore. The audio's better, and have people give it a second chance, please.
What's today? Is today Thursday?
Yeah.
I have to lose track of my days all the time.
That's
Getting
okay.
old.
I just wanted to put that out at the beginning instead of the end, in case people
Yeah.
don't listen to the end. All right. So Nate, yeah, he's a TI at SPA.
Yeah. So he suggested the topic. I thought it was pretty good to talk about.
It is.
Belly skills. Belly skills are pretty essential, I think, for anything.
It's something that I decided to focus on exclusively for my first 100 jumps. Yeah.
Yeah. I believe, don't quote me, but Steph Libby and I are probably going to do a sort of intro to belly skills kind of camp that's got FPA this next season.
Oh, cool.
So stay tuned for that. Steph's also an AFFI. She's been jumping for a really long time.
Yeah, she's really
And,
cool too.
Yeah. So
She
she's also an
pushes those
AFFI.
onesies though, man. I don't know about that. But
She likes the onesie.
she likes the onesie.
Yeah, but she's very skilled, very nice
Yeah.
person. So stay
All right.
tuned.
So what's that going to look like? Are you guys going to put like a syllabus together and go over
Well,
like belly flying? Or
I don't
like,
know
what,
yet.
Like what are you going to do?
Probably, start out small with a small group, whoever wants to show interest in it, and then work on like formation skills. What it takes to match fall rates, the importance of jumpsuits. Having a jumpsuit.
Mm-hmm.
Just increasing your knowledge and skills of how to belly fly with other people.
So that is literally everything that I've worked on so far, especially matching fall rates. Like,
yeah,
and I think I don't want to toot my own horn, but I think I'm much better at it than I used to be. I would see other people jumping and like free flying and doing all kinds of stuff that like looked really cool, but like I was struggling to like dock with somebody who was like heavier than me, or like just.
well, you're not always going to be able to jump with everybody, right?
Well, that is
that's
true.
why
You are right.
that's where the importance of a jumpsuit comes into,
Yeah.
right? Depending on what you get. You want something middle of the road, right? You don't want to free fly. If you're newer, it depends what your goals are. But we're talking strictly belly flying, right? You don't have to have a booty suit, but if you want to be a really good belly flyer and fly with your legs, booty suit is really good for that. But you want something, and it's also going to depend on your build, right? Are you a tall, thin person?
Lanky guy.
That's 140 pounds, 150 pounds. Or are you a tall, stout person that's 200, 205, and then you slap on gear, and like I'm 235 to 240 out the door sometimes, so I'm falling
Jeez.
pretty quick.
Yeah.
So
That-
having a jumpsuit can help even that stuff out a little bit, right? So it's always easier to go faster than it is to slow down.
Right.
So if you have a jumpsuit that has some drag, it's going to give you more range to fly in.
So let me ask you this. I feel like you and I fly pretty well together. Is that because you fly well? Or
It
is that...
probably helps that I have more belly skills than you, and I'm an AFFI, so that probably helps. But
Yeah, okay. All right.
Yeah.
So I'm just a piece of shit and you're
no, I'm not saying you're a bad flyer.
you're doing a
I'm
good
just
job
saying-
and I'm just like fucking off.
No, I didn't say that at all. There's
Well-
always room for improvement. I could definitely. There's always room for myself to improve. I mean, I'm not turning points on the hill with a 4-way group.
Well, I mean that takes a long time, I think. Like turning points on the hill, like come on. But there have been times when you and I have done 4-ways and you and I are the only ones that get together.
Yeah,
Is that like in my head I feel like that's because we we fly well together, but maybe
Well, our
it's
fall
not.
rates are pretty. You're like what 180 ish, 170.
Yeah, well, right now like 185.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm 200 to 205, fluctuating. I'm probably like 195 right now. So we're
So, I
pretty
mean-
close to the same fall rate, right?
Yeah. All right.
So-
Yeah. Okay.
It's a little easier for us to fly together than like doing AFF. I won't take like a small woman that's or female that's 125 pounds. I just won't do
She'll
it.
just float.
Yeah, I mean, if
Yeah.
I let go of her,
She's gone.
she's gone. Like,
Yeah.
unless I'm wearing a balloon suit,
Yeah.
which I've done once, and I was fine. I took a small female. She was licensed, and she just wanted to do a coached jump to get familiar with the DZ, and she just wanted somebody to go with her at Scott IPA. And Cecil was like, "You want to go?" And I'm like, "Sure." So I borrowed Cush's suit. 'Cause she weighed like, dude, she was tiny. She weighed like 115 pounds.
Yeah.
And you know how big Cush is.
Yeah.
So I borrowed the red and white suit he has, like that
Uh-huh.
balloon suit. Dear Lord, I should have took a picture of myself.
Just
Oh, it was huge. It was like a belt. It was like a balloon suit.
yeah.
But I was able to stay with her because I had so much drag.
Yeah.
But that also isn't ideal for like a new student either. You know,
Yeah.
all that drag and fabric and shit in the way. So it's just better just not to go with somebody you can't, the range that you can't
Yeah.
fly in. Like somebody that's 120 pounds, I don't want to jump with it, especially if it's a single instructor and something happens and, I, lose the student or something.
Well, do you remember? I mean, you probably don't, but I do. Do you remember the first time that we jumped together? It was in Waynesburg, out of the 206.
Yeah, it was your recurrency jump.
It was,
Mm-hmm.
and we went up to like 10,000 probably.
Yep.
And I feel like we got together like that, like super
Yeah.
fast. I did whatever I needed to do, my 360s and swoop and dock or whatever. But I feel like it was not hard. It was not hard at all.
I
And-
also flew
and-
to you too, right? We're only at 10,000 feet, 10.5-ish, probably closer to 10.
Yeah.
So I'm
Well,
not
so
gonna
that's
just-
what I was
I'm not
wondering.
Gonna,
It's like-
I wasn't
like-
gonna jump out and make you come to me. Like
Like,
are.
were you helping? Well, you were floating out of the 206, and that shocked me too. Like, you got out and you were on the step and you were holding on to the hand thing, and I did the signals and we
Yeah.
jumped out together. Like that, you're the only person I've ever seen float on that step on the 206 because it's tiny.
That little tiny step.
Yeah, a little
Yeah,
tiny
it wasn't
step.
easy, man. I'll tell you that. It was not easy
I
at
can
all.
imagine that it wasn't.
It was not. That thing sucks.
But yeah, like I, we did that jump, and I didn't know you well. Like, that was before I bought my rig and before we really started talking and stuff. I was just like, hey, I need
Yeah.
to get current. Like, will you jump with me? But it just seemed so easy. Like, it didn't seem like I was working at all.
Wow. I mean, I don't know. I can't. That was a while ago.
Yeah. I don't know. To me, it was.
I mean, you also had enough skill to get your license, so it's not like you weren't able to fly either, or else you would have never gotten your A license.
Well,
Well, some skill, right?
well, yeah, but I mean,
I
come
probably
on,
have the
like,
video somewhere. I'd have to
oh,
look
you
at-
might. I don't know. I don't know if you took a video or not.
Probably.
But
Oops, probably did.
I mean, I would have been 30 some jumps at that point. I mean,
Really? That's it?
yeah, because I ended the season at SPA at like, I think 32 jumps. And so then that was at Waynesburg, and we were jumping over the winter, and I was trying to stay current, so it must have been
Yeah. 'cause you had a
34,
rental rig too,
35
right?
jumps, something like that.
You had a rental rig.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I had a rental rig.
Well, I mean, it also helps when people have pretty close fall rates, right?
Yeah.
So, the importance of a jumpsuit, if when you want to jump with other people, is very important. There's lots of guys that
Yeah.
don't jump. What do I need a jumpsuit for? Because you're not gonna have any range, dude.
And I didn't have a jumpsuit then.
Yeah.
I jumped in just
Well, the suit that I jump
clothes.
that I use for belly jumping, it isn't a booty suit, but it's made it's an instructor suit, right? So it has zipper on the legs, each leg and each arm that I can unzip, and it just basically opens up a little bit more fabric for drag,
Ah,
and then I
okay.
can zip them closed, and it'll make my suit tighter.
yeah.
So it gives me, depending on who I'm jumping with, it gives me I can fall faster or fall slower. So it like increases the range of my suit if I have the zippers zipped up or not.
If it's unzipped and you have to zip it in free fall, is that difficult to do? Because of the air
You're
pressure? You're not going to do that.
I've never had to do it. You wouldn't
Okay.
know. I don't think I've had it happen before, but I didn't realize till I got down. I'm like, oh, this arm wasn't zipped up.
All right. Yeah,
Just flying, whatever, you know.
yeah,
Legit.
and I guess with the short amount of time, you're not going to spend time zipping stuff up anyways. So like, yeah, never
no,
mind.
man.
Yeah, never mind. All right, that was a stupid question because I'm new and I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. But yeah, I think you should have a jumpsuit. If you want to jump with other people, you should have some sort of jumpsuit. Whether
So yeah,
if you're lighter, if you're smaller and lighter, you're gonna want something that's tighter but has a little bit of drag, right? Because you need to have some sort of range to slow down. Just because you're 100, when I say you're 140 pounds and you're jumping with other people, right? Just because you're that light, and say you're jumping slick, just pair of yoga pants and a t-shirt or something. Well, you have a 4-way or a 5-way formation you're trying to make. You get those 4 people. You get those 4 people together. They're potentially going to fall slower than you.
yeah,
Because you get that much more surface area. So you should have something that can give you range or know what your range is and who you can jump with, right?
yeah,
That's important. That's like one of the important lessons I learned when I was getting my coach rating is nobody ever told me the importance of jumpsuits and what you needed to match fall rates. They call it dress for success. And so when I did my first coach course to get my coach rating, like the first practice jump, we had a tall, thin, female evaluator, coach evaluator, and as soon as we got out, like, pew, pew, I had this real tight belly suit on with booties. It was my first jumpsuit I ever bought. It was a Bev suit, it's a Merlin
and
suit.
you're just falling.
I only weighed like 170 at that time, and I'm like stretched out as far as I could, and I couldn't float back up. And I ended up borrowing. No, I ended up. I don't really quite remember. I know that when I was going through the AFFI course, right? When I went through the coach course, I borrowed a suit from somebody just to get through the course. And then when I was doing my AFFI course, right, I just went down for the practice course. I wasn't planning on taking the evaluation jumps or anything.
And this was at Orange.
Yeah. And it
Yeah.
was back when Steve Hetrick was still around and he was still a instructor examiner. There was the suit that I had I had some shitty free fly pants I bought off a Shooting Star, and then I would wear like a sweatshirt if I needed more drag or something, right?
Yeah.
And for when I was going through the AFFI course, like it just wasn't working. Like, and there was somebody let me borrow a jumpsuit off the rack, and it like just fit me perfect, and it had just about the right amount of drag. It was a Liquid Sky, and man, when after I put that on, like I had so much range. I ended up taking the course, the whole course, and getting my AFFI rating. I'm not
With
going
that
to say
suit.
because of the suit, but because I had more range to fly. You know, I ended up buying the suit from the guy. Used, he sold it to me.
So, I obviously as a student jumper, you got to wear a jumpsuit, right? And jump 26, I was like, nope, get rid of the suit. I don't want the suit. And I jumped without the suit, and I did that for the rest of the season, which was only probably, I don't know, maybe, well, 7 jumps, because I think I ended it with 32 jumps. So 25 to 32 is 7 jumps. And then went to safety day at SPA this spring, and Cecil and Ron and everyone was talking about the importance of a jumpsuit. And I was like, oh man, okay, maybe I should get a jumpsuit. So I went on Shooting Star, and they had a suit that was like, it was on sale for $100. It was originally like $300 in Evolution. It doesn't have like the arm and leg grippy things. It's just a suit. And I don't jump without it. Like, I love jumping with that suit. I just feel better jumping with the suit. I don't know why, but
You should.
I don't want to
Especially
jump
if you're a
without
heavier
it.
guy. Like if you're a heavier guy, what are you just gonna always be base? That's gotta be boring. You're just gonna
well,
always
yeah.
be based and be like, all right, guys, I'll go out first and get on my belly, and I'll be base. You come to me.
I've been based like twice.
You know what I mean? And if that's what
Yeah.
you want to do, then fine. You know, it's gonna get boring.
Well, I think we know a couple people that.
But I mean, yeah, but still,
Yeah.
if that person has a jumpsuit on, then they can adjust their fall rate,
Yeah.
and then maybe you could turn a couple points.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and my suit, I think I got really lucky because it's not super tight and it's not super loose, but there's
There's enough drag to give you some
there's
range.
drag. Yeah, like I notice the slowdown with it. Like I can get big and I notice slowing down my fall rate. And I think that's really cool. Like I
Yeah.
never noticed it before until I started jumping with this suit, and I was like, "Oh wow, that guy's not falling nearly as fast as me. I need to get big." And
Yeah.
maybe we don't always close the gap, but sometimes we do. But like I notice that like we're getting closer.
You also gotta be realistic too, man. Like if you got a 4-way of people, all jumpers that have 100 jumps, don't expect to turn.
Yeah, I don't
5
expect
points.
miracles.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Be realistic.
Yeah,
So you should keep
I've never made a point.
what? Yeah.
As far as I know, no.
We
I don't
have.
think. What I mean is just getting together a point.
Well, I mean, you get together as soon as you break and do a 360 or a side slide or an open accordion. Those are all points. We've turned a couple points.
When have we ever done that? I don't think we have.
Who was with us on the last jump we did, the last belly jump that we did together? It was me, you, and Cole. Cole got there.
Oh yeah, you're
Yeah,
right.
we got together.
did a 360 and then got
nowhere
together.
around. So I
Yeah,
you're well, so I got down to you.
Okay,
And
all
then we
right,
got
yeah.
together, and Cole came down and docked, and we did a 360, redocked, did a
Yeah,
360,
you're right.
redocked, and then
You're right. Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
when I
Okay.
started tracking on my back underneath you and recorded your deployment.
Freaked the fuck out. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Uh-oh.
You're right. Yes. Okay.
You're breaking
fine. I
up.
have made many points then.
Yes,
I am. Am I now?
you were for a second. You're back.
All right.
Yes, you've turned
Okay.
point.
Okay. Yeah. Yes. Okay. All right. Okay. Fine. All right. Yeah. Okay. I'll take it. Yeah. Sure.
Well, those are turning points. I mean, that's
Yeah. No, yeah,
did
yeah,
we
you're
make
right.
an open accordion or did
You're
we
right.
do a certain, do we do a fly around No, but I mean, we still broke apart, did 360s, redocked.
It came back
That
together.
counts.
Yeah. So, what I can say for sure is I've never successfully done an open accordion. Like you get together and you break apart and you try to do whatever the hell you're supposed to do, grab an arm or a leg or whatever. I've
Really,
certainly never.
you basically
done
get
that.
into. I did a really good one with Sherry and Miranda. The end of last season. We just did open accordion fly around.
Yeah.
Right. We got down.
Yeah.
Two people are facing this way, one person's facing the other way, and then we just took turns flying around. We did that a few times.
Oh yeah. The first time I tried was with Sherry, and I also tried building a building. Does that sound right?
That what?
Building a building.
Uh,
Something,
no idea.
something like that. We tried another. It was kind of like an open accordion, but it was different. I don't remember. I'm pretty sure she called it building a building. I'd have to look back at my logbook, but yeah, I guess I would say I'm relatively good at making a round, but then after that, not so
Well,
much.
your problem is you get too relaxed. I can tell you that right now. Just looking at the videos from when we jump, you get too relaxed. You let your legs come up and you start backsliding. So now you got all that separate. You got all that distance. You got to regain. Right?
So I've been working on that a lot. Like I've heard that from many people. Rita has told me that. You've
It's-
told me that. Russ
it's
has told me that.
very common, dude. It's
And like
you're free fall. You're really relaxed. Everybody's having a good time, and then everybody's legs go like this. And
Yeah.
then when you break apart, to do your 360, you're basically doing this.
Right.
And now you got
Yep.
all this ground you got to make back up.
and then you got like 80 feet. You gotta
Yeah. So I mean, really, the best thing to combat that is learn to fly more with your legs. It's all your power.
yeah.
Keep you right there and learn how to turn in place. Drop your elbow and drop the opposite knee and just turn
Yeah.
in place.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tunnels is a good
You are
practice.
not the first person to tell me that.
Yeah. So. Yep. That's the
so-
key. That's part of the key to formation too, right? Fall rates, jumpsuits, being able to turn in place, being able to turn the formation. Like you said, the last couple episodes, you finally figure, kind of clicked. You're like, oh, if I drop my knee, it'll help this small round stop spinning.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
sometimes, 4-way or 8-way, you break off into two groups, and those groups have to turn a certain way and then come back in and redock without letting grips go on, the 2-way or the 4-way to remake a 4-way or an 8-way.
Yeah. So let me ask you this: at roughly 100 jumps, I have like a handful more, like 105, 106, or something like that. But like right around 100 jumps, am I where you would expect a person with 100 jumps to be, as far as being able to fly and fly with other people and all that kind of stuff, or am
yeah, I think
am
so,
I
man.
behind? Am I
Yeah, dude, I think you're fine.
advanced? Am I like right in the middle?
Everybody progresses on their own speed and scale, right? It isn't cheap, but I'll tell you what, man, if you were to do 30 minutes of tunnel time, it's an awesome tool. I know I always say this, and I tell new students the same thing.
It
Like, if
sounds,
you
but
have the
you
money
know,
and you have the time. We know you have the time. Go get 30 minutes in the tunnel, dude. Like
the
it's
closest tunnel is Detroit, and while I do have time during the day, I don't have time to drive
do it
to
on a
Detroit
kid-free
and back.
weekend.
What's that?
Do it on a kid-free weekend.
Yeah, I mean we go to Detroit, I guess. But
Or-
also with this new like IBF stuff and like all that crap, like
that's
is it
fine,
is
man.
it
You
even
just sign up
like
for the IBA?
like,
It doesn't
can I
cost
go?
anything. You can still go and get
yeah, but like can I
coaching.
go and like get get 30 minutes of time and not be like sent away? Because don't they
you call
usually?
wherever you want to go and tell them like, hey, listen, I'm an A licensed skydiver. I have so many jumps.
B.
I want to. I have so many. I have so many jumps. I want to improve my belly skills. To do this or that. I want to learn how to side slide, or I want to know how to do over unders. I want to learn how to turn in place. You call them, see what they got for tunnel time, and they can hook you up for a coach. With a coach, you have to pay a coach fee,
Yeah.
or you can take an AFF instructor with you. I can't formation fly with you until you would have your belly skills signed off because of the IBA. But the instructor could, I could instruct you from the window, and the instructor, you wouldn't have to pay for coaching. You know what I mean? The instructor would still be in there anyway,
Yeah.
but you wouldn't have to pay to coach.
That might be a fun thing to do, even just like for the show. Like if we went to Detroit and flew in the tunnel and made some videos about it, and you flew and I flew, and maybe we could fly together if I got to that point or whatever. That might be fun to do.
No, definitely. Tunnel's fun, man. It's definitely a good wintertime tool to sort of stay current with, flying your body, right?
Yeah.
And learn new skills. And you're also condensed. Does my screen glitch when it does that?
Yes.
My camera resets after so long for some reason. But being condensed down into a tunnel now, you'll be able to tell how much you're backsliding or how much you're moving
Right.
or turning, right? You don't have that reference point when you're in the sky unless you're with somebody else who's, boom, just sitting right there.
Right.
Like somebody that can fall straight down the pipe, not move, and then you can see, you have that reference point.
Yeah.
But if you want to learn how to turn, turn in place good, a tunnel's a really good place to learn
Yeah.
how. You get three or four people in the tunnel. It's kind of crowded.
Well, I was gonna say, yeah, there's no room. You don't have room to mess up.
Yeah, it's right after I got my license. I did a belly camp at SkyVenture, New Hampshire, and there was four of us, two or three of us and an instructor. So he would go in with us, and we'd do three-way, and we'd have to turn in place and stuff. And I don't know how many jumps I had at that time. They were low. And I'm trying to turn, and as soon as it clicked on how just dropping your knee and elbow, it was I could turn on a dime. It was awesome. As soon as it clicked. But tunnel's an instrumental tool to increase your belly skills, or free flying skills for that matter. But you have to start on your belly. It's worth it.
Did Dan ever get back to you?
Yeah, we already started.
Well, that's okay. We can invite him now.
Yeah, I'll ask him.
Okay. Just give me an email.
Hold on, folks.
We're gonna get you a guest, hopefully. I also just texted a friend because we were talking about a guest earlier. I don't know if he'll be available or not, but in case Dan isn't, maybe he is. I don't know.
He's a cool guy, man. I like Dan a lot.
I also like Dan a lot. Dan seems very, very much on my wavelength.
On your spectrum.
Yeah, I like the analytical side of things.
Yes.
I like I like the numbers. I like the tech. He seems very analytical.
He's very analytical. Yeah. He's also trying to get a business off the ground too. With everybody, the big thing now is putting a tracker on your canopy if you have a cutaway.
I would love a tracker that I don't have to pay a subscription for. Like,
Yeah,
Like-
I think there's some out there.
I haven't found any. Like we talked about the tile
Yeah,
last week or
Justin
the
sent
week
me
before.
Justin
But-
sent me a link for one, and it's only like $60. Plus, I could get a discount. It wasn't going to be very much, but it's $100 a year.
That's not bad.
Not really. I mean,
No, it's
when
not
he
bad at
had
all.
his cutaway, it literally took him right to the canopy. Like he
Yeah.
drove down Northfield Road, I forget what road it's called, right to the guy's driveway, walked up and like right directly underneath his canopy, just from his phone.
Who sent that to you?
Justin, Justin Monica?
Justin Monica? No, I don't.
Yeah. I forget what he called. Let me see if I can find the name of it.
Send it to me. I would like to know about that because that's like I've got a family. I've got a shit ton of kids. If I lose my canopy, like that is
That's it.
yeah, that's gonna be a problem for me. Like I can't justify just dropping $3,000 on a canopy because I lost one. You know what I mean? Like I could do it, but man, my wife would be pissed. Like and my life is not good when my wife is pissed. So
Yeah.
like I don't want to do that.
Yeah, it's not a good. I'd have to scroll way back in text messages. He sent me a link. I'll find it and send it to you.
All right.
It's good. Yeah, it's not very expensive. Like $60, and then it's $100 a year for like the premium subscription, and it tracks it anywhere.
Yeah,
Pretty awesome.
that's what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
And something that I don't have to take to a rigger to like sew a pouch or
Nope, it gets
like
it literally. If you have the Type 17 risers, right? The
are
fin
those
risers.
that
Yeah.
inch.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. It literally fits right over the riser, and it's got a connector. It's almost like a rubber band, but on the actual device there's a hook. So you hook it on one side, wrap around your riser, hook it on the other side. There's 2 connection points, and it just doesn't go anywhere.
Nice. Yep, I want that. I want that now.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's worth it. $100, right?
Yeah, because
You lose it.
yes,
I mean, you use it one time, it pays for itself
yeah,
10 times, right?
yeah. If I lose my canopy, I'm gonna have to like I'm gonna be like in the doghouse to buy a new one. Like I can buy a new one, but I'm not gonna be happy about it.
Yeah.
So if
Well,
I
you're
can
gonna have to get a new one eventually, dude. I think you should get a new one anyway.
What are you talking about, bro? I thought you said my canopy was good to go.
I said, this is what I said to you, actually.
What did you say
You
to
were
me
worried
actually?
about your risers and the wear on the keepers for your toggles.
No, that's different. That's not my canopy. That is just my
It still
risers.
falls in the same line of rationale that I'm going to tell
Okay.
you.
All right, go ahead.
Is gear wear, right? With your rig and your risers and your canopy, right? That you have stuff that are worn. Is it
Yes.
not airworthy? No, it's not. What I was saying is, if it were me, right, and those were my risers, I would jump with them the way they are, keep an eye on them to get me through the rest of the season. And if I had the money, I'd buy a new set next spring to put on.
Well, Kush just fixed it.
Well,
So, I mean, we're good.
okay.
But there was the concern, like Kush did say, well, maybe I shouldn't fix it. Like I haven't looked at it. Like I don't know if I should put more holes in there. Like I don't know if that's something that I should fix or not.
Yeah.
And I was like, come on, dude. Like just
Piece of elastic, right?
put some thread in there. Like it'll be fine. You know what I mean?
Well, you're putting
And-
more holes into your riser, though, too, right?
But you know,
He's a certified rigger. He knows what
eventually
he's
he
doing.
agreed with me. He was like, yeah, it's fine. And he fixed it.
Yeah.
So, like, my risers are fine.
Well, I think you need to have the expectation that you're going to have to get newer gear of some sort at some
Yes.
point.
Yes, of course. Yes. I am perfectly fine with that. Like replacing worn out gear, not a problem. Replacing gear that I lost, that's a problem.
Different story, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Different
Yeah.
story.
Yeah. Yeah. Can while we're waiting for Dan or your response
He's
from
not
Dan,
coming. No.
he's not coming.
No.
Alright. Why do you dye your beard?
Do I know why?
Because mine is so gray and I'm younger
I
than
dye
you.
nothing. I have some red, white hairs in there.
No, mine's fucking white as hell.
Shit, speaking of, I keep forgetting to go to that media converter place to get my tandem VHS
Legacy box.
digitized.
Yeah.
Legacy box, that's what it is. Because I did dye my hair at that time. I bleached it blonde.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it looked fucking so stupid.
Straight up Sum 41.
Straight up fucking Eminem style.
Limp Bizkit, Eminem, yeah, alright.
Looked like such a tool.
It was the
Different
style, man.
times. Different times.
I used to have a 21-inch blue mohawk.
I had a very tall boy red mohawk in
Yeah.
like the 2004 era.
So this was before I could drive. So it must have been 97, 98, something like that. You know the movie SLC Punk?
Yes.
That
Yeah.
was my mohawk.
Nice.
Yep. And I slept. I did it once a week on Sundays. And I slept with my head at the foot of my bed so that my mohawk didn't get messed up by like my headboard. And every time I was in a car, I sat like this.
So the wind wouldn't get you?
No, so like the roof of the car wouldn't mess
Oh,
up my
yeah.
mohawk.
Well, not a good hairdo for skydiving.
No, it's not. And then as soon as I got my driver's license, I was like, I can't have a mohawk like this and drive a car. So it went away.
Yeah. I think you should start working on tracking as well.
Yeah, so I
Start
think that's what I
progressing
need to
work
do.
your goals.
Yeah.
You know, work on your belly skills, tracking, you know, formations, tracking with other people.
So
That's a good
how?
way to work on fall rate as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah. So how should I do that without a tracking suit or anything like that? Should I just find somebody at the drop zone and be like, "Hey, I want to do a tracking jump. Do you want to track with me?"
I'll track.
And just-
I love tracking.
And just track.
Oh, I love tracking, dude. I love just tracking in my jumpsuit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah, tracking is so much fun, especially when you have a group that can fly together.
See,
Swagger's a pretty good track. Like Swagger's pretty good at fall rate and tracking because
I think Swagger is good at a lot of stuff, and
Yeah, he's got 600
he's
jumps.
just like really humble.
yeah, but he's
I
he
think
just kind
he's
of chills.
really
He
good at a
rolls
lot of
with it.
stuff.
Yeah, he rolls with it.
Yeah,
I don't
like,
jump with him a lot, but I've been on some jumps with him, and like Anthony was new to tracking. Like this might
Yeah.
have been his first or second tracking jumper, very new, and it was me, him, and Swagger. I don't remember if we had a fourth, but no, I mean Swagger and I got right to him, and we all kind of just tracked together for a little while. It was cool, you know. It was sweet.
Yeah.
Tracking with other people was fun.
Yeah, I think Swagger's like sneaky good. Like like I feel like he's really humble, but like just watching him exit the plane and
Well,
like
he's
like,
I mean, he's very current. He stays current, like very current every
Yeah.
year. Like he
yeah,
buys the unlimited jump package. I know he did last year, and you know he got his jumps worth. You know his money worth.
Yeah.
Jumps. He
I'm-
made money technically.
Yeah.
You know.
I'm considering buying the package this year. Like
If you do, just make sure that you have enough time to do it.
yeah,
You know, 'cause if you
I
don't,
was
you have to
I-
be able to do 100 jumps to get your money back.
yeah. I was close this year. I was around 84 jumps this year,
Yeah.
something like that. I think if I had a goal, like if I had to break even, I probably could have done more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think
Yeah.
Erica would have been more in line with me jumping more. You
Yeah,
know?
I bought this jump package.
If-
If, I don't jump at least 100 times,
exactly.
I'm not making my money back.
Yeah, if I have to break even, I think
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
that would have been
yeah.
okay.
Log's a cool dude.
Yeah.
He's a good tracker. You know.
Yeah, but all of his
Tracking, I
exits.
think you should learn. You know, along with belly skills. Belly skills are very important. Like we were
Yeah.
talking about, jumpsuits are very important. If you want to fly with other people, get a jumpsuit. Talk to somebody about getting a jumpsuit to meet your goals. If it's formation skydiving, belly jumping, you know, you can get a particular suit or build for that. If it's free flying, you know, you get a custom made suit to free fly. You know, if you want to jump with other people, period. If you're not jumping a wingsuit, you know, you need to.
Yeah.
You should have a. You should have a.
Or
Actually, you should have
doing a
plethora.
rodeo.
You should have a plethora of jumpsuits. I feel like I technically have 3 jumpsuits.
I am learning
I have
this.
one that's
Yeah.
sort of free fly suit because it's tighter. It has a little bit of drag, and it's got leg grippers. But I fall fast in that, and then I got my liquid sky suit that when I zip it up, it's faster, and then when I unzip it, it's slower. So I mean, I kind of have three jumpsuits really. But I think you should have a plethora of jumpsuits.
I going back to the latest Exit Point podcast, the guy that Laurent was interviewing said the same thing about wingsuits. He has 3 wingsuits.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted to have one that would do everything, and he was like, it's just not possible. So
Nope.
he has 3 wingsuits for different things.
Yeah.
Different types of jumps. So whether he wants distance or if he wants,
you can have one wingsuit that
performance.
will do all the things that you want to do.
Well, yeah, but I think
But
this guy is so.
I know who he
like,
is. I'm just saying. I'm explaining like to people. You can have a wingsuit to match all the goals that you want to do. Right? You can have a wingsuit that can do some acro. You can have that same wingsuit that can still flock and dock with people, and then you can just still take that same wingsuit and wingsuit base it, depending on where the exit is and what you need to fly. So you can have that suit. But where you have those cutoff points is, what kind of flying are you doing and with who? Do they have a bigger suit, or do you have somebody that has a smaller suit and you got to fly so dirty to keep up with them that it's hard to, your arm wings are way back, your legs are real bent, to
well,
keep
I
up
think
with, like,
I
the
think
beginner
this
suit.
guy, I think this guy flies at like such a high level that, like his acro suit doesn't work for anything else other than acro. Like
I could say I don't fly acro,
But like that's kind of what he was saying. He was like, I really wanted a suit that would
do everything
like one
really
suit that would do everything. But he just pushed the limits so far that like one suit wouldn't do it. Like he just couldn't. He couldn't make it happen with one suit. And I'm also the same way. Like I really like double duty stuff. Like I was a woodworker and I really like tools that could do more than one thing.
Job.
You know what I mean? Same, and that's the reason why I bought my rig with the Pilot 188. You told me that I can fly a wingsuit with my Pilot 188, and I was like, I can skydive with it and I can wingsuit with it. Great. You know what I mean?
I mean, technically, you can wingsuit with whatever canopy you want. It's not technically ideal with certain canopies.
Well, yeah, but I like the idea of using the same tool for different tasks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it seems like maybe the way that I want to go with skydiving and eventually base jumping and wingsuiting and all that kind of stuff, maybe that isn't possible. Like I want to push this, bro. Like I realize that I'm not a spring chicken. Like I'm never gonna be, I'm never gonna be the Josh Strange. I'm never gonna be a Jeb Corliss. I'm never gonna be, fucking amazing wingsuiter. But I want to push it as far as I feel comfortable pushing it, and I feel like that's pretty far.
The key is to pick your goal, and then every jump that you do, gear it towards increasing the skill to get to the next point, right?
Yeah.
Learn how to fly on your belly good enough that you can fly with just about anybody, and then start tracking. And then,
Well,
I technically don't think you need to fly a tracking suit skydiving first before you wingsuit. I mean, I
agree with you.
I don't think
from
you have
the
to.
research that I've done, I agree with you on that. Like
I
I
don't
feel
think
like
you
I
need
could
to do that skydiving. I was definitely a better wingsuit pilot than I was a two-piece wingsuit or a two-piece tracking suit pilot when I first started wingsuiting and jumping tracking suits. I had a Sumo one and a Swift one, and I was far superior flyer in my wingsuit than I was in my tracking suit.
in your tracking suit, yeah.
I also had more jumps on it, I also enjoyed it more, and I got professional coaching with it, so that I could actually fly with people and learn how to fly the suit.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't think you necessarily have to take that step. I think you should take that step if you're gonna try to get into wingsuit base. You should probably just do the tracking suit route. Technically, you don't have to. That's just what I'm doing. I just feel like that's the progression. That's what's always been the recommended progression, right?
Well, I mean, if my mentor tells me that that's what I should do, then that's what I will do.
Wingsuits have also come a really long way, though, too, man. Like, from the biggest suit that I flew when I first started wingsuiting was the Colugo. That was the biggest suit Squirrel made at the time, and I had a Colugo one. It flew like shit. Because I wasn't skilled enough really to fly it, but it also wasn't that great of a design, and that's also why when they started improving their wingsuit designs that they stopped making it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a big jump.
Well,
it was a stupid jump. I went from a Swift one to a Colugo. It was pretty stupid.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it is what it is, and yeah, I mean, maybe the technology has progressed such
Huge.
that
I'm telling
that's
you, huge.
not an issue so much anymore. I don't know, but I want to fly lines in a wingsuit. I mean, I realize
you can get there, man. You don't have to fly fucking a meter off the fucking deck, dude, or 3 meters off the deck. You can still
hell no,
fly
I'm
lines.
I'm not talking about like
You
proximity
don't have the
flying.
proximity
I'm
and
not
terrain
talking
fly
about
to fly lines.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about that. But I want to fly lines. Like, I want to be close enough to terrain to be excited by it, but I don't want to be close enough that if I breathe wrong, I'm gonna die.
That's why it takes a long time to get there. You got to know your limits, know how well you can fly, and jump and fly within those limits, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like right now, I can fly my wingsuit. Can I technically go somewhere to Brazil or Brento and huck it off a cliff? Sure, I could. Would I die?
Probably.
Maybe. Probably, maybe. I don't know. But I'm just not going to find out. I'm just not going to do it.
So if your sarcastic answer is probably maybe, then no, you shouldn't do it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like,
if your answer is like,
to do it, am I confident right now to take my wingsuit base jumping? No.
and so
It's
you
just
should.
I'm making a smart decision.
Yeah,
You know what I
exactly.
mean? Could I? I
Yeah.
mean, technically, can I go do it right now? Nobody can stop me.
Yes, you could. Absolutely. Yeah. But you're also mature enough to realize that
Yeah.
I can break now, and
Well, yeah. Well, that not only that,
I
man.
also don't want to die. Like
No,
I don't
yeah,
want to die.
yeah, you just got to be mature enough to know that there's a progression level, right?
Mm-hmm.
Don't overestimate your skills.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know?
I'll tell you what, dude. One day, you and I will be sending it off the Eiger. We'll be at the Dolomites. We will
Hopefully.
take a European vacation with our wingsuits, and we will send it off the coolest shit ever.
I gotta make it back from Brazil first.
You will. I'm doing it, whether you're there or not. I'm doing it. So, like, whatever, dude. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
no,
doing it.
I don't. I'll be fine. I'm confident enough. Like if I wasn't confident enough to do it, I wouldn't do it. You know?
Yeah.
I'm just old enough and smart enough and mature enough. Like I know if I could do something or not. Right? I have enough jumps and enough base jump experience, and I've flown my wingsuit or my tracking suit. I've learned how to fly it well enough that like, okay, yeah, I can exit, get in a track, and just turn it on straight. Like I have zero problem holding a heading. I have zero problem tracking. You know, now I have no problems turning and holding my heading. You know, when I first got that particular two-piece, the power two-piece, it was like learning how to fly something all over again.
Well,
wasn't
yeah, I can imagine.
It was
Like
not
that.
pretty. Like I ended up doing like I jumped it a few times. I'm like, all right, I'm getting it, and then I actually got some coaching. I had Avalon coach me, and the first jump just went absolutely horrible. Like the worst jump I had ever had in a tracking suit ever. And he's just like, well. But then we went right back up, and it was like night and day. He's like, all right, now we're gonna
Let's
get the
do
progress.
that again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, just
Avalon's a
fine
cool
tuning
guy.
a little thing at a time, right? And my
Yeah.
biggest thing was getting my hands and arms out of the equation, right? Because
Yeah.
I would tend to bring a bad habit with me from just tracking away from formations, skydiving, you know, with my hands and my arms just a little bit too low, and that doesn't work in a tracking suit. You know, if you got your hands below your, you know, main lift web, it's affecting your
Yeah.
flight.
All
So
right.
Swedish. We didn't
All right,
quite get
so-
to dirt diving and stuff, but we can do that next time.
We can do that next time.
Yeah,
But with our parting words, I know why it's important to focus on, you know, belly jumps for, you know, the very significant first amount of jumps. Why do you think it's important?
why do I think it's important?
Yeah.
Just to be able to know how to fly your body. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people go right to sit. You know, they want to go right to try to sit fly. But if you can't transition from your belly to your back, you're not going to be able to sit fly very well. Because if you cork out and you're sit flying with other people, you cork out. You better be able to cork out and fly on your back and get back to a sit. You know, so that transition between like belly flying to free flying, you need to be able to have enough belly skills to make those transitions, right?
Well, I think
That's part of the importance, but the other part is just flying with other people. You know,
yes. But also, what about every single time you pitch? Like, what position are you in?
you're on your you're
You're
right.
on your belly, right? Like
Yeah,
you,
wingsuiting, you're on your belly. You know, when you
Yeah.
deploy, you know.
you got to
Like,
flare, and you
especially
got to
if you're
slow
a-
yourself
if
down,
you're-
and you got to pitch.
Yeah,
Like,
if you're a great
no-
belly flyer and a really good tracker, and you know, you start transitioning into getting into some, you know, once you get proficient at those and you transition into some free flying, it's going to help you learn to wingsuit. easier, right?
Yeah.
Being able to fly proficiently on your belly.
Yeah. I think being able to belly fly and
If you have any aspirations of having any sort of rating either, you want a coach rating, you want an AFFI rating, you want a TI rating,
yeah, you
you
absolutely
need to
have
have your belly skills. You got to have
Yeah.
those belly skills.
Yeah, I mean
You're
that's
one
non
person.
like that's non-negotiable. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, that's why it's also important, right? If you ever have aspirations of instructing somebody or teaching somebody, like you need to know what you're talking about. You not only need to know what you're talking about, but you got to be able to do it too.
Yeah.
It's not one of those do as I say, not as I do things. It's okay. I can do this, so I'm going to teach you. I'll show you. Not only will I
Yeah.
explain this to you, but I will also show you how to do it.
But even beyond that, I think just the e- being unstable and getting to stable and being able to throw your pilot chute in a stable position. Like I think that's besides being able to fly with other people, beyond being able to sit fly and get
No,
your
that's-
belly
yeah,
and go
that's
from your
just-
belly to sit fly. Just
You got to
just
be able to do that proficiently before you get your license. But then
you
don't
do.
be complacent after you get your license and go, okay, I'm free, and then start,
Yeah.
building all these bad habits, and then wonder why you fly like shit because you stopped working on those proficient belly skills, and you wonder why you go on jumps with your friends and you can't keep up, or you're always sinking out the formation, or you can't track properly with them. It's because you stopped practicing those essential belly skills, the fall rate change,
Yeah,
matching
yeah.
fall rates and tracking speeds, and all that stuff's done on your belly.
Yeah, but even with me doing solo jumps, if I'm trying to fly on my back and then get to my belly, or like, anything we have, like you just have to you have to be able to be comfortable on your belly. You have to be able to get back to your belly. You have to be stable on your belly. You have to, like within seconds, like
To
you're
be
on your
safe.
back.
Yeah, to be
like
safe, you have to.
like it's not a it's
Seen
not
plenty of people pitch on their back before.
yeah, it's not an option. Like it's a
Yeah.
get on your belly, throw. Like
Yeah.
it's you just got to be there
Yeah, it's just like
all the time. 100% of the time
it's
you
just
have to
like,
be there.
Even when you're belly jumping before deployment, you want to slow down a little bit, right?
Yeah.
You don't want to be falling 140. or
Yeah.
Even if you're a heavy guy, you comes time to pitch and you've tracked away from everybody, slow your speed down, get as big as you can, and then wave and pull,
Dude, I do that every single time. And
Get it
and
slow. Slow yourself down as slow as you can get before your deployment altitude. You're gonna have a much better opening.
I think you can even see that in some of the videos that you've taken of my deployments. Like you can, if you look really closely, because they're not close, the videos aren't close up. But if you watch, like you can see myself go from here to here, and then throw. Like
Yeah.
I'm just in like a regular arch, and then right before I go to pitch, my legs spread, my arms spread, my chest gets really big, and I just throw from there.
Yeah.
Just-
Slow your
just-
descent speed down as slow as
Just
you
to
can.
slow down. So it's not hard, so it doesn't hurt. Like it.
Yeah. If you want to learn, if you want to experience like what the difference is, track away from your group and track into your deployment, and then just deploy. You're gonna, you'll see the difference.
Or you can be 40 years old and pack your parachute for the first time, and then jump it and
Even then, man.
have a really hard opening and be like, I'm not doing that again.
Yeah. Yeah.
I almost quit skydiving. Like the first time I jumped the parachute that I packed, it was super hard. I don't know why. I don't know.
Did you not set your slider, or did you not uncollapse your slider or something?
It had to have been
I bet you
something.
any money your slider wasn't set properly.
Yeah, it had to have been something with a slider.
Yeah,
But,
for sure.
It was so hard. It hurt. Like it hurt.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know if I can do this anymore.
Well, yeah. I mean, just if you're like you said, if you're falling out of control. You're on your back. You're falling a lot faster than you are on your belly, and then you hurry up and roll over and pitch immediately. You're gonna be doing 140. It's gonna hurt. Even if you have a slider on and up, it's gonna deploy much faster.
Yeah. But no, that hurt, and the time after, I was scared. Like I didn't want to pull, but I also didn't want to die. So I was like, I'm gonna pull it, but I didn't want to, because it hurt so bad the last time. And
well, you learned a lesson, man, right?
I did.
Learn to pack neatly, pack well, set your slider properly.
Stabilizers. Tucking
descent
the
rate down.
stabilizers in. Yeah.
Slow your descent rate down as fast. Sounds
It's as fastly as it can be.
Slow your descent speed down as slowly as you can.
You're going so slow. It's like a little pillow. You're just going so slow.
You start wingsuit and you'll know the difference. You start flaring. You start flying a wingsuit where you start actually feeling the flare.
Yeah.
It's like night and day.
Like, I compare everything to an airplane, because
you fly your wingsuit up.
I used to
flare your wingsuit
and
up
so
to the
like
point,
you flare
right before stall point, right?
and then you pitch. Yeah.
And it's like quiet. Like my slowest one's 8 mile an hour, and it's like quiet, and like it's so soft and slow.
So I wanted to ask you about that, because you had mentioned, not last episode, maybe the episode before, that your slowest pitch speed was 8 miles an hour.
Yeah.
How long did it take for your parachute to inflate? Like,
I don't know. I'd have to watch the video and stuff.
Did you wish you had a bigger pilot chute because you were going so slow? Like,
no, I mean
it was fine.
Yeah, it was fine. It just opened real nice and soft and sniveled a little bit, but.
Did you open high?
Well, yeah, I gained altitude from flaring.
Well, yeah, when you flare, but I mean, not that much, right? Like, how much would you gain?
I think
50
the
feet?
record. I think the record's like. I want to say. You know what? I'm looking it up before I speak out of turn. Before I.
All right. I mean, it can't be that much.
The record for the highest altitude gain from flare is pretty impressive.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
All right. Well, while you're looking that up, you can answer this question too. What is the biggest difference between a base rig and a skydive rig? Because I was thinking about this.
You already know the biggest difference.
The way it's packed.
No. Well, no. You only have one. You only have one. You have one chute.
Yeah, you don't have a reserve. But yeah, okay. But so.
Okay, you ready?
No, hold on. Answer this question first. If you're jumping off of something with a base rig that you're gonna get terminal velocity, right? So like it's huge. There's no question you're gonna get the terminal velocity.
Yes.
And you're not wingsuiting. You're just base jumping. What is the difference between having a base rig and just a regular skydiving rig?
Well, one, it's a 7-cell canopy, and it's built and trimmed to open quickly. It's built differently. Different fabric. They have hybrids. They're F111 MZP.
So, in my mind, the big thing is terminal velocity. So, like, if you're at terminal velocity, like
what
that's when
does it make?
Yeah. So like we open a skydiving rig at terminal velocity, and it opens just fine. And you open base rigs well below terminal velocity or at terminal velocity, and they open just boom. Here it is.
Well, that's when the slider. That's when the slider comes into play too.
Yes, but if So maybe I should change
The
my
flight
question.
characteristics are completely different, man. They're built differently. They're trimmed differently. A base canopy is built to sink more than it is to glide,
Okay.
right? Whereas a skydive ram
That
air
makes sense.
canopy is made to get more glide than descent, right? You want to be able to fly your skydive canopy as far as possible to get back to the DZ, right? Whereas you're not flying your base canopy a half a mile to get to your. I mean,
Right, you're just
you're not
looking for a
technically right,
road
you're
or
going to sink.
like yeah, you're just looking
You know
for
what I mean? Wherever
yeah.
you deploy your base canopy at, you have a specific spot that you want to land in, right? You're not going to get long glide out of it, and you also want you also want to be able to have your base canopy sink into a tight LZ, right? So you're not going to
Alright.
jump
Alright.
skydive canopy for that.
So I know we're going long, and my computer's running out of battery. If I was jumping off of something where I knew I was going to reach terminal velocity, could I do it with a skydiving rig?
No,
Okay. All right, that's all.
I mean you could, but that's what they used to do. But I wouldn't do it.
Well, right, I know that that's what they used to do, but yeah, okay. All right, go ahead.
Listen, most skydive canopies take like up to
800, 1,000 feet.
1,000 feet to open, dude.
Yeah.
So you don't want that.
Well, that's why I'm saying, like, if you've got the room, can you do it?
Why though? Why would you? Why would you do? Why?
I don't know. I'm just asking.
People have-
Could you do it?
There's so many people that have died and given their lives for the research to why you shouldn't jump off of shit like that with a skydiving canopy and not a base specific canopy.
All right. Well, see that's why you are my mentor.
That's yeah, we're lucky.
Yeah.
Like anybody getting in the base now is lucky. I consider myself lucky. You know.
All right. What was the question that I interrupted you?
The highest flare on record
Yes.
recorded to achieve the most altitude. This one says, and this one may have been beaten. Daniel Osio, 130.9 meters, so just over 400 feet in altitude.
No
gain.
way. No way.
Yep. And that was May 3rd of 2022. So I don't know if that's been beat since then. I feel like it has. I feel like it really has. Have you seen the dude, what are the...
So hold on.
French guy that did he's in the Red Bull wingsuit and comes down to, like, on top of the trees and then flares?
Yes.
Yeah, that's it. That's insane.
It's not it's not 400. There's no way. 400 feet?
Yeah, 408 or 429 feet is the record right now. As of May 3rd, 2022.
Wow. That's
That's a lot.
crazy.
That's
I
a lot.
did not think it was going to be that. I thought 60 at the most.
Oh, no way, dude. Aerosmith White Bill 2023. That's got altitude gained over distance. That doesn't count. That's not from a flare. The highest altitude wingsuit jump is 43,200 feet. That was made in 2023. That's where they got it
Lots
from.
that had to have been out of a plane.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, do you know anything that's 43,000 feet high?
Nope.
Oh, it's Mount Everest.
29, I think. 29,000 feet, I think.
World record. No, that's the. Oh, okay. I'm also thinking of the speed record too. That's like 300 kilometers an hour. That was 5 years ago. That Chris Burns.
Yeah,
He
I'm
might
sure
still
that's
hold- he
speed.
might
I'm
still
sure
hold the
that's
speed
speed.
record. Oh, no, that's pretty quick. That's pretty fast, dude.
Yeah, but it was also 5 years ago.
Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, as of May 3rd, 2022, it's 130 meters.
400 feet. 400 plus feet. That's insane. That is so
base
much
jump
more
off
than I
shit that's
thought.
lower than that.
Say again?
I said people base jump off a shit that's lower than that.
Well, yeah, they do, but yes.
Some guys static line shit sub 100, which I think they're nuts.
I have driven by some antennas that I thought they're pretty low, but I'm like, I can do that. like that can be done.
Anything can be done.
Anyways,
Are you gonna get fucked up or not? That's the question.
that is the question.
All right.
I'm alright with getting a little fucked up. Like, a little bit. Not a lot, but like, I'm okay with getting a little fucked up.
No, I'm done doing that. I don't want no more injuries. My foot still hurts.
Yeah, but
I actually bit the bullet yesterday and went to REI and bought a $150 some or $170 pair of shoes, trail hiking, trail runner shoes, because my plantar fasciitis and metatarsалgia hurts so goddamn bad. I'm like, I gotta just buy some pair of shoes.
I used to love the Merrell trail gloves.
The Merrells were good too. The soles were just too hard. I needed something with more cushioning, but also have the tread for trail hiking and like approaching.
Yeah.
Like I have straight approach shoes. They're the LA Sportivas, but the sole's just too hard. I have custom orthotics for my.
Those are climbing shoes, the Sportivas.
They make a climbing shoe, yeah, but they also make an approach shoe.
Alright.
Like a trail.
Those are the climbing shoes that I use. I love them. They're awesome.
Yeah, they're good approach shoes, but since I broke my foot, they're too narrow now. Like it's too tight on my foot, especially with the orthotics in there, which kind of sucks because they're expensive shoes too.
Yeah. Well, you're just an old piece of shit, just like me, and that's just what happens. And so we can't keep hurting ourselves. We need to be smart.
See what happens, Larry?
And live a little longer so that we can do fun shit.
All right. Well, let's wrap it up.
Yeah,
Next time we'll talk about the importance of dirt diving and planning your jumps, knowing your break-off altitudes, what direction you're flying, all that good stuff. Why is that important?
Yeah.
Exit count, exit groups. Why people exit the groups and the numbers they do at certain times. Also goes hand in hand with knowing your jump, the dive flow before you jump in dirt diving. So.
All right, right on.
Awesome.
So, follow us on all the shit. You know what to follow us on, so it's fine. It's 11 o'clock at night, and we're in our 40s, so we need to go to bed.
Yep.
And this episode's been going on for almost an hour and a half.
Brought to you by our sponsors.
Victory Brewing Company.
There you go. They're not really our sponsor.
Not at all.
No.
Not even a little bit. We need like PD or Aerodyne or Cookie or somebody.
Brought to you by the Flying Pig. Sponsored by the
Flying Pig. All right. All
right, man.
Blue
Peace
skies.
out, everybody. Hopefully you come back and listen. We're getting better. Stay on track. Actually keep on topic.
Literally and figuratively.
Yeah, so good deal. All right, man. We'll have
All
a
right,
good
man.
one.
Later.
See you, everybody. Peace out.